This is Tim Hardaway, and you're watching the Chris Gunther Show.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Chris Gunther Show. Thank y'all so much for watching. Remember to like and share this video. I would greatly appreciate it. For all my basketball fans, this man next to me needs no introduction. The killer crossover himself, the one, the only, Mr. Tim Hardaway. How you doing, sir?
I'm great, man. How you doing, Chris?
Good. Appreciate you for taking this time out with me. Looks like the kids are rolling in for the camp today, man. How exciting does it feel to see this happening?
Well, you know, I like to give back. When I was growing up in Chicago, I had camps to go to. I had field houses to go to. I had little one-on-one sessions with coaches. I attended. You know, if it wasn't on the hardwood floor, it was in the playground.
Right.
And I always had somebody that could teach you and make you understand the fundamentals of basketball. And that's what I like doing. That's why I'm here today. That's why this 3-day camp is here in Cincinnati. It's been here for the last, 3-4 years. But yeah, they rolling in. They rolling in hard too, and they ready to go.
That's the coolest part, is to know that somebody of your caliber wants to give back and always wants to teach the fundamentals. What is something that you hope that these campers can take away from all of this experience?
Playing with one another, knowing how to play the game, understanding what they need to do to get better at basketball, and understanding fundamentals of basketball. You know, I think today, and we always talk about this, Europeans are starting to come over here and take our jobs. You know, they starting to come over here and play better than us. And you know why? It's because of fundamentals. It's because they take their fundamentals and they use it towards their basketball skills. And then they take their time. They're not out here shooting 40-footers when they come to the gym. They come to the gym, they work on their form shooting first. They work on ball handling second. Then they working on understanding what they need to use in fundamentals and playing the game of basketball. That's what we got to get our kids to start doing now, understanding the fundamentals of basketball and portraying it to their game.
How can you, as somebody that is a Hall of Famer, how can you instill that into them at an early age? Because it's kind of hard when everyone thinks they could just come down and shoot 30-footers like Steph Curry.
You talk to them, it's about repetition, making them understand that when you first come in the gym, you got to get your form shooting first. You know, you can't come out here and shoot 30-footers. You got to stay with it. You got to stay the course. You got to understand what's going to help you and what's going to hurt you. And it's all about talking to them every day, and making them understand. So it's like if you're driving down the street and you're going to work every day, and it's the same billboard out there every day, the same billboard you see, and you watch, say it's about eating, and you see that every day, you're going to be like, man, that looks like a good sandwich every day. So it's about like every day you come in the gym, you work on your fundamentals. They understanding that this is what I'm going to do and this is what's going to make me better.
What was something that you had to do to get your repetitions as a young player?
That's a great question. A lot of people counted me out. A lot of people said I was too small. A lot of people said I couldn't get to the basket and make layups. I couldn't run a team. I couldn't pass in a crowd. When I get to the lane, I couldn't find people. I went out there and I use it not as a negative. I didn't use it as people hating on me. I use it as corrective criticism. Okay? I turned it around and said, I can do this, and I got to go out here and show them that I can do this, and I got to be better at it. I had an unfinished basement at my house, and I used to go downstairs with a basketball, and it was 2 pillars downstairs, and I used to do in and out moves, left hand and right hands, going around these pillars. I used to do spin moves. I used to fake like they was defenders. They was guarding me, and I used to do all my moves down there for about 40 minutes, and I used to go down there and practice on my ball handling skills. That's what kids got to do. They got to practice. What we teach them here, it doesn't stop here. They got to keep going. So that means that they got to go home. They got to put cones out. Okay, or a gym shoe out, or whatever they have, they got to put it like 10 foot apart, 5 foot apart, and they got to go and they got to do that move like they really playing against somebody, and imagining somebody's in them shoes that they can shake, or they got to do a move, and it's fundamental moves. You know, a basic crossover, you know, a basic in and out move, a basic spin move, you know, a behind the back, put it behind your back. That's what they have to do, and that's what we teach them.
I was watching a couple of the interviews that somebody of your caliber, who is another Chicago native, one of the GOATs, Isaiah Thomas, and what he was mentioning was what he used to do. He used to just play music, and he used to just dribble the ball because he said basketball was artistic to him.
Yes.
Is that something that you did as well?
Exactly. I learned from Isaiah. Isaiah Thomas was my idol when I was growing up. I went to go watch him play when I was in grammar school. My grammar school coach told me, "You play just like him." I was like, "No way, I don't play like him." He said, "Yes, you do." And that's when I started patterning my game after him. But yeah, I used to play. It's a rhythm inside your head. It's like you know, Biker Boys. If anybody's seen Biker Boys, and my man is about to race, it's an oval that comes in. And he just focuses on the road. You know, that's what basketball meant to me when I was playing this game. I was picturing myself being an orchestrator out there on the court.
Oh yeah.
And doing what I need to do with the ball, how I want to do it, because I practice at it. I put in the time to practice on it. So when I went out there and played against people, I was comfortable in doing it. You got to be comfortable in doing a move, or you got to be comfortable in coming out here playing and comfortable and confident in yourself that you put in that work, and nobody's gonna stop you and going out here playing the game you want to play.
Confidence is key, and that's something that this game of basketball teaches you. What were some of the things that you had to become more confident in as your game developed through the years?
Defense, working on my weakness, all my weakness, going left, making left-hand layups, going left, making left-hand layups. For defense, picking up full court, staying in front of my man. Half court, when it's time to stop somebody, stand in front of them, not foul. Discipline, understanding how to control my speed with the ball. When I come down the court, understand how can I slow down to make a play that's not going to become a turnover, or I throw the ball away, or I run over somebody, but make a heads up play. That's what I had to do. I had to slow down. I had to understand how to slow down, when to slow down, and make a play.
All about rhythm too. Once you got into your rhythm, you were one of the best guards in the league, had a phenomenal career, run TMC days in Golden State, followed by all those great playoff runs with the Miami Heat. When you look back over your career, what would you say was probably the most exciting time?
People always ask me that, and I always say playing with the Golden State Warriors and playing with the Miami Heat, those 12 years with both of those teams was the most exciting time of my career. I can't pick which team it was best. I think I had more triumph with the Miami Heat because we went to 6 consecutive playoff runs.
Sure did.
And we was right up there with the elites and everything. You know, people will say it was the Miami Heat, but I say, man, we run TMC and with the Golden State Warriors and what we had there, I put them together, and it was tremendous for both teams with me.
One of my favorite highlights of you is something that we actually opened up the show with. We talked about the killer crossover, faking left like you going right, or faking right and you go left. It was something that nobody could stop. Whenever you busted that move out, did you feel that you were unstoppable?
Well, I tell you this, I thought I was unstoppable every time I got on the court. It wasn't just a move. I just felt that, when I had the ball in my hand, I could do whatever I wanted to do, use at my mercy, and I felt that way. I knew I had that in my repertoire when I needed it. I knew that nobody could stop me with it. But I said I had it. So people knew I had it, but I had it where I could set you up with it, where if you bagged up off me, I'm shooting a 3,
Right.
or I'm shooting a 2. So I used to use it as a weapon to make you think that it was coming, and I could pull up for a 3, lull you to sleep. So, man, it was a weapon that I had, and you know, people are still doing it today, and I teach it here at the camp, and people want to see it. I just show it. Now it's in slow motion. I show it in slow motion. But it was something that I knew I had, and I knew I could use it anytime.
When you look at the game now, the game is very guard oriented. You got guys like Steph and Dame and Kyrie, those
Ja.
smaller guards. About to say Ja, one of the most exciting players in the entire league. How do you feel your game would have correlated into today's game?
Man, right there. You know, Isaiah Thomas' game. It would have been the same, because that's the way we played. We knew how to play fast. With the Golden State Warriors, I knew how to play fast because I grew up playing fast. And then I knew how to slow down with Miami because I had a coach that instilled in me understanding how to run a team. So it was both ways. So I knew how to play both ways. And in Miami, we ran when we need to run. And I got the ball out to people that need to get the ball and had them shooting and was confident they shoot. But in Golden State was run. But when we need to slow it up, I can slow it up too. So it was a combination where I knew I could do both.
Who would have thought when you first started playing basketball that this game would take you all around the world and it would help you become an NBA Hall of Famer? When you look back over your whole entire career and even life, how blessed do you feel?
I'm very blessed. I'm gonna tell you this. When I was growing up, I never thought, never even dreamed until I got to college playing in the NBA. I wasn't dreaming like that. I love to play basketball. My first thing was, what Division I school can I go to? You know, when I get out of high school, I still want to play basketball, and I still want to play basketball at a high level at a Division I. What school would that be? No school took a chance on me, except Texas at El Paso. Don Haskins, Russ Bradford. So when I went there, I had to learn, and had to, you know, be in line to get to that starting position. I didn't start my freshman year, and I barely played my freshman year. My second year I started, it was bumps and bruises and during my second year. But it took off my third year and my fourth year. And that's when I found out I had a chance to make it to the NBA. And when I made it to the NBA, it was just God's will put me in that situation and to help my family out and to have the friends that I have around me now. Chris Mullen, Mitch Richmond, Rod Higgins, Mike Jordan, you know, those type of guys that I call upon, Magic, and you know, we can have a conversation and take me across the world and teach kids and the people that knows me and come up to me and say, man, thank you. And I say, for what? They say, thank you for being that type of ball player. You helped me out with my career. They understood what I wanted to do, and I like you welcome.
When you really sit down and evaluate all of that, it makes you be more appreciative of it, because there's only been a certain amount of number of players that have played in the NBA. You know, I tell some of my guys all of the time, there's levels to this. Like guys that go play at an open gym, just go play at an open gym. But none of you are going to make the NBA. Let's just be honest with it. So when you know, are somebody that has done so much in your career and even off the court, you're giving it, you know, back. What is something that you would like to do next?
What I'm right now, you know, my son is playing basketball.
Yes, sir.
And I still got to be a parent, you know, and know what he's going through and what he needs to understand and how he needs to prepare. Okay, I got 2 daughters. Parenting never stopped. I'm a grandfather now, you know, a husband, you know, 31 years. So parenting never stopped. Being a husband never stopped. So, you know, I'm in various business adventures that I do. And, you know, and that keeps me busy. I'm on the Carlton show.
Yes, sir.
Monday through Friday. I'm off right now because it's heavy football. Even though I keep up with football, I'm not a, football analyst.
Same here.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm a basketball analyst. I can talk about football, but that don't mean that, people don't believe me because I'm not a football analyst.
Same here.
So it's all about football now. So I'll be back on the Carlton show Monday through Friday on Fox Sports 1 starting in November or December when basketball season gets heavy. So that's what I'm doing, and that's what keeps me going. And it's full time.
It is. Well, we coming to the end now because I do understand you got kids ready to disperse and go out here and play. Who would you say the top 5 point guards? Who are your top 5 point guards in the history of the game?
In the history of the game?
For you, your top 5.
In the history of the game.
In the history of the game.
Oh my God.
You can include yourself in that too if you want.
I mean, it was some, way that you got Oscar Robertson, Big O, Nate Archibald, of course Isaiah Thomas. That's 3. John Stockton and Magic Johnson. But I'm missing out Jason Kidd. Dennis Johnson. It's been some bad men out there on the basketball court, man. So I can't go wrong, but I don't want to miss nobody. I know I'm gonna miss somebody. So I say the Big O. Then I would say Isaiah, Magic, John Stockton, and Tiny Archibald.
Can't go wrong with that list. No. One of the last questions I always ask my guests: who would you like to see me interview next? But if you have any contact, you think you can help a young brother out?
You know what? I would like for you to interview John Morant and try and talk to him to see where his mind is at. And if I had his number and if I could help you assist with that, that'd be good. I want you to talk. I want you to ask some questions. Why? What's wrong? What are you thinking about? What are your next move? What you think your next move? How you think your teammates feel about you? How you think your organization feel about you? How you think your fans feel about you now? Do you have some making up to do? That's who I would want you to interview and ask some questions.
I appreciate that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, nothing else needs to be asked. The killer crossover himself, Tim Hardaway, on the Chris Gunther Show. Appreciate y'all for watching. God bless.